How's it going, everybody? This is another album review slash dissection of Method Man, MUDFACE. And this is not just the MUDFACE album, it's the deluxe version of MUDFACE.
This is REDMANS.
Oh, REDMANS. Sorry, that's gonna be
REDMANS, MUDFACE. No,
I've been listening to so much Method Man.
You're fucked.
I've been listening to so much Method Man today. Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You ready? You want to get back straight into the track by track?
We'll do a track by track, 22 tracks. Track number one.
It's a long one. Track number one, Dr. Tevis. I didn't know this, but apparently, like, Redman is known for being the doctor. Actually, I want to preface this. This is like, I had heard maybe like 2 or 3 Redman songs or even like features up until now. He might have heard a little more than me, but I've heard a few songs around Sway in the Morning this one morning, and that's about it. I know that our audio engineer in our school really likes him.
Yeah. Big ups to Kyan Smith, whatever.
Yeah, it's Kyan Smith.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, let me just give my background. I generally know more about old school hip hop, but not a whole lot of Redman that I listened to.
Yeah.
He wasn't huge. Method Man and Redman, I remember the TV show, I remember some of the songs he did. I remember Redman from that Christina Aguilera song, Dirty. He was barking all over that song. It was pretty cool. I was known to be like a funny guy, but never listened to too much of his music. So this is still the most Redman I've ever listened to is today.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Okay, track number one, Dr. Tevis, the intro, featuring Josh Gannett.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately he's playing off of the doctor nickname that you were talking about. He was kind of like a mad scientist vibe. He's cutting some dude up. And then he's like, "You're gonna have to give him mouth to mouth." He's like, "No, fuck that."
Yeah.
Like,
he's gonna die from my mouth to mouth.
Shit. Like, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Great opener. Like the you put this on any album as the first thing, and I'm gonna want to hear more.
Yeah.
Like it's great vibes right off the bat.
It was a funny little skit, and he's got like another character in this. He's the doctor, and he's got the other character, piece of shit, and he keeps calling him piece of shit in this. Yeah. I thought it was really funny. Yeah. And they're like cutting somebody open. You don't really know what the fuck's going on, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you like really like use your imagination for it.
Yeah. Track number 2, the first song on this one is "Was Really Good." This one had no features on it. This is like a very like attitude, kind of cocky, braggadocious kind of record. He made a statement. It was a nice short song, sort of. Yeah. There's a lot of really short songs that are, we call it personality pieces, that just sort of give you the whole feel, the whole vibe of what the next few songs are going to be like until the next interlude. And it's just sort of like sort of insight into the attitude of that portion of the album. And it was nice. It sounded really good, and it was only about a minute long, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Like that. And this was, like, obviously it's the first real song because the intro wasn't necessarily a song. This is like the first side of the production we're hearing, not only just his rapping, but immediately I loved the beat.
Yeah.
And like that kind of, that stayed throughout the entirety of the album.
Yeah.
Not to spoil too much, but I'm not sure if it was like that on this one, but probably more than 80% of the songs on this album had piano beats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this one did, but I know I had a beat that I really liked, and it was a boast track, which usually I'm like, the boast track, you know, any rapper can do that, but what I'm realizing now is that even on songs that don't seem like they have that much substance, it's just part of, like, Redman's personality and Redman's flow is his substance.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, even for a boast track, this is incredibly lyrical, like, crazy references here and there. He goes from fucking, that's on the next one, actually, but, yeah. Oh, crazy flow, also, and I love the hook. The hook is,
track number 3, no, this is you.
Is it? Oh, it is. Beastin', or Bracket MCA, Bracket. Okay, immediately off this, I think before the beat even like faded in, we had like a referee whistle, right?
Yeah.
I ain't like that. I understand like that could be me just having my fucking like chroma thing, but it made me feel sick.
It was like 2 seconds.
No, it went throughout the entire song.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
I didn't notice it too much.
Yeah, like the certain sounds I hear and it makes me like feel generally ill. That doesn't mean it's a bad sound. That just means like that's just what my brain correlates it to. And the referee whistle made me feel sick. So this was a weird song for me, but I liked it. Like this showed. It wasn't one of my favorite ones. It was another boast track, which kind of made me fear that it was going to be kind of like that throughout the entirety of the album. But he showed on this how wide his vocabulary was. Yeah. And I think that was why he was placed there. Like yeah.
And then this song's called Beastin' MCA. if you don't know who MCA is one of the members of the Beastie Boys, but I didn't necessarily get, and I'll have to probably listen to this song again to get that, but I didn't necessarily get the connection from this song to the Beastie Boys or MCA. I don't really know what that connection was, but to me, this song was like a vibey party song for mature people.
Yeah.
It was about not being with like badass bitches. It was about being with like girls with jobs and independent girls. Like partying with girls like that. So it was like a mature party song because
which is a cool take. Like that's interesting. Right? Like that's unique, if anything.
Yeah, it's unique and it's a song for specific types of people. Track number 4 is Getting Inside. Look at me just being so Canadian. Getting Inside. This song was a smooth, chillin', get fucked up on the couch, party a little bit kind of song. A lot of wordplay, a lot of really good lyricism in this song, a lot of more interesting vocabulary, interesting references, interesting similes and metaphors, all stuff that I love.
Yeah. And this was the first song for me personally that kind of stuck out. Like the first thing I did when I heard this song was put a star next to it, because I was like, okay, it's gonna be a crazy one, right? And dope beat. The one thing about this beat that kind of carried on throughout the rest of the album is that all these beats, as simple as they sound, as simplistic as his beats are in this, I'm not sure he's even producing these, but as simplistic as the beats are, they all have so many layers, so many aspects, and they all progress, right? And even if that progressing is just maybe like cutting out the beat every now and then, it keeps it fresh, right? And this, a great job of that on this. And this is also the first song where I really got a sense of how crazy his references in the lyrics can be. Like he went from Tribe to the Pacquiao Mayweather fight in the same line. And like that carries on though. Like that's every line for him. Yeah, that's every song. And it's fucking very, very entertaining to listen to. Next one is it? Oh, it is. Muddy Island. This one's a skit. This is a weird one, boys. We were really excited about this because we were like, oh, like this is super out there, we gotta find out what the real meaning is. I'm here jotting down my theory towards what it really means, and I'll tell you in a sec. But basically, talking about Muddy Island, it's like a field trip or some shit. And then the kids start getting eaten by this mud monster, and which we assume is MUDFACE, which is the cover of the album. And my theory, here's what I wrote. Doctor and piece of shit who from like the beginning skit made this monster. Like when they were doing the surgery thing, they were making a monster, and I thought that was shaping today's generation of hip-hop. The monster being MUDFACE, being REDMANS, saying like REDMAN is shaping today's generation of hip-hop, and like even maybe today's youth in a sense. But I then realized that was being way too complicated about it. He didn't talk about this ever again. This did not come up after this song, and I don't know what this thing means.
Because that takes away so much value from this track, because it could have been so interesting. Like to us, we were listening to it like, whoa, what was that? It was funny, it was interesting, it was way out of left field. Based on the songs before that, you didn't see this one really coming. With that like news reporter kind of telling a story angle, and then they just got rid of this. Like I just don't know what the plan was with it. They just tossed it, and I don't know, it felt like a waste of time. This next song is N-Word Like Me. Not like me. It's the name of the song. Not like me either. Because we're not. So it's the song is called N-Word Like Me. This song has like a reggae beat sped up. Which I really thought it was a good beat. I thought the production, a lot of layers on it. The lyricism, again, was flawless on this track. What I have down here, this song just really displayed this guy's timing and his execution. Even if he didn't have a whole lot with the beat, like the same way that Drake or Kendrick Lamar may have with, the kind of access to beats that they have. He has different kinds of beats, but the way he raps over them, the way he writes the perfect kind of lyrics for those songs, he really executes, and his timing is veteran.
Really though. I got a sense of that from like the very beginning of the song. The way he intros the verse, like the very first words of this song, such a strong start, right? I can't remember exactly what he said, and then he goes on to, he references a bunch of rappers, a million different references to weed that I didn't even know could be like, like we'll hear that throughout the entirety of the album. But I thought something was going on with the many references to rappers, like he's talking about Graduation, Carter, and T-Pain, with all within like 3 lines maybe, and I was like, oh, then maybe I was right about the skit from before. I wasn't. But dope beat also. It's a good song. I put a star next to it. I like it.
Absolutely. And with the weed references, like he used weed analogies to tell the stories that he was telling, and I thought it was pretty creative.
It's like putting a big part of his personality in there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like a stoner track. It was like a track by a stoner. Like,
yeah. Me? No, you.
What? Yeah. Oh. Dope Man. Carrying the weed thing. Featuring Stressmatic. I like this a lot. I put 3 big old stars next to it, which is the most stars I've given it up until this point. Dope intro, which was like, I think a part of the hook was in the intro, but not the full hook.
Yeah.
And I like immediately gave like really good vibes, and then the beat progressed so much. And this was where I first got a sense of the fact that he was going to be using piano beats a lot, and I loved it like right off the bat. Like it's not those beats with pianos where the piano kind of controls the beat. It's like there's a piano keeping up with the tempo of his flow, but then you still have your bass and your drums. And
That's
like,
right.
Yeah. And I like that a lot. And the first verse was crazy.
Yeah, the first verse was really good. This song was funny.
Yeah.
Like he kept with the humor, which tells you so much about Redman's, how serious he takes himself, and is so much about his personality. Like you said, the beat was great, and I thought the hook was so catchy on this one.
Yeah, really. One of the catchiest. I can't remember it though.
Not off the top of my head, but something to being something with the Dope Man.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Maybe it's like a Jumpman.
Yeah.
Not like Jumpman. Nothing is like Jumpman, hopefully, ever.
Wow.
Again.
Yeah.
Your turn.
This next track is track number 8, Let It Go. And Let It Go. No, it's not like that at all. This is the first track on this album where he comes in with a more like current futuristic type of 808 beat, like heavier beats that are, a lot like what you hear on the radio, but not necessarily the lyrics. And he's just on this one, he's still funny. He ends it off with a skit in the convenience store.
Yeah, that was a really interesting skit too. I like that actually.
And this is just basically what he's saying on this one is all these things that could be issues, all these things that are problems that might piss you off or whatever. Just sit back, smoke some weed, and just let it go.
Yeah, really. But like throughout that, and like I really like the contrast between like kind of the funny and like chill outlook on it, and like the funny skit, but the actual verses themselves and even the beat was like aggressive, right?
Yeah.
That's really cool contrast. He's got a bunch of different things going on at the same time, but it's not overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming, and the transitions are seamless. Like it just
really though
fucking great.
Absolutely. Next one, number 9, Bars. I fucking loved this one. Yeah. My hopes were set super high just because like the song is called Bars. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be fucking crazy, and then it was right.
Yeah.
We got the same lyricism, the same crazy ass references, the same fucking flow, but like times 2. Like it was so good, and I loved it. And all I wrote here was hopes are high, holy fuck lyrics. And dope hook, but.
It was dope hook. On Bars, he really comes with bars. He comes with a harder beat on this one, which is a little bit of a change up.
Piano still though, right?
Piano still, but it was still like more aggressive, more kind of like raw, old school kind of hip hop.
Yeah.
What you kind of want to hear from Redman if you're a Redman fan, I'm guessing. And he was hilarious with his metaphors on this one. Like that's one of my favorite things about this album is how much of a sense of humor you really get out of it.
Yeah, like
how well of a comedian he really is.
It's about, like what we were touching on before, though, right? Like, he may not this album as a piece may not have substance, but every line of his is substance.
Yeah,
right. He get like even a boast track has references that you would get on some songs today that are considered to have substance.
Yeah,
and like that's he puts so much of his personality in his work.
Like it's by no means a concept album. Like this is not Good Kid, Mad City kind of concept album. This is like each line, each verse is just fucking action packed with lyrics and references that are just so dope.
And it keeps it fresh too.
Yeah, keeps it always fresh. And even though he was talking about a lot of the same things on the song that he has on previous songs, it was still different. Yeah. Track number 10 is High to Come Down. And this is literally a relaxing, easy listening kind of not vibey, but easy going kind of hip hop song about coming down from being high.
Yeah.
And getting high again.
Yeah, like she just rolled me some purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was pretty awesome. This is track 6 was a sped up reggae beat. This is like a slowed down reggae beat, so it's like a chill islandy vibe, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was in like a really different vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a different beat, different vibe, but like good vibes at the same time. I thought it was like a really good change of pace. Yeah. I think one thing about this album that I noticed just before we even got halfway through the album, probably around this area, is that I'm noticing it looks like Redman is like really paid attention to what track he was putting where. Mm-hmm. And he wanted, like, anybody who's listening, like me, for example, listening to Redman for the first time, within listening to the first half of the album, I already have a fantastic idea of what the rest of his music sounds like.
Yeah. And,
like, he really, I think he definitely planned this album around that, and that's a good example.
Veteran track listing for sure, man. Yeah.
Track number 11. Sorry, I thought that was you that time.
It's okay.
No,
people always think it's me.
Won't Be Fiendin'. Won't Be Fiendin', the Dez remix.
Yeah.
I gave this one 5 stars. Oh yeah, this is it had like a long intro, a long outro, kind of like talkative. It sounds like he's kind of like on a radio show or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting weird vibes because I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those where like it talks for way too fucking long.
Yeah.
And then no, it was favorite beat so far. Like the piano beat again. Pretty much all these beats are pianos, fucking bars beyond all belief. And this was top 3 favorite songs probably.
Oh yeah, this was his most layered beat on this album.
Yeah, a lot of layers.
Yeah, a lot of layers, a lot of switch ups. Was this the one with really all the different, like it would pause and go to a different sample?
Yeah, like that's what great progression, kept it fresh the entire time. I know the hook was fucking crazy.
Yeah, the hook. I mean, like on all these songs, I think that he nailed the hook.
This is one of the there were 2 or 3 times throughout this album where the hook went off. I mean, you just looked at each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. Yeah. And this was one of those songs for us.
Yeah, this song what it's about is basically like loving weed, and weed will always be there for you, like no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like as long as you've got some weed, you're good to go.
It's like herpes.
Like I mean, you won't be fiending unless you have weed. So I guess of course.
Yeah.
Right, if you're a weed head. Number 12. Not weed head, man. Old school. Track number 12, Undeniable, featuring Runt Dog and Ready Rock. This is like a harder kind of cocky song.
Definitely a boast track.
Definitely a boast track, and I felt like this is sort of your break from Redman a little bit. You get more features. You get 2 other verses from different artists, and just gives you a little break of Redman's whole style on this album, which was
definitely a good switch up.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the only beats that didn't have a piano. First of all, no piano whatsoever on this one. Like a little more aggressive, good progression, but throughout all of that, except for maybe the second verse, which wasn't even Redman, I thought it was a weaker track.
I thought it was a weaker track as well. For me, it did kind of get stale. It was kind of similar to some of the other tracks in the first half of this album, so it just sounded repetitive after maybe the first verse. Yeah. You.
What?
You did 11, so you do 13, bro.
Okay, I'm just so behind the ball here. I was going to drink my coffee and everything.
It's okay.
Okay, gotta preface this again. I love using the word preface. I say it a lot now. I mispronounce it probably. Unlucky number, track 13. Go Hard. Really was unlucky. Can we just, did you like this?
I actually didn't mind this song. I really liked the hook, actually. I thought it was really catchy.
I thought it was, the hook was cool, and there were bars. But this is the weakest track on the album, in my opinion.
In my opinion, I think track 11 was the weakest.
Really?
No, not track 11. We already passed it. But fuck it. I don't think this was the weakest one. I actually did enjoy the hook on this.
It got stale for me. It didn't change at all. The vibes from Redman I was getting before, where he keeps everything fresh and is always, keeping up with it. The song, this one I felt like the song really got ahead of me. And I don't know.
Yeah. The weakest track for me was actually track 12.
Okay.
But this one was just about, I think this kind of song was on every single album. It's just, you do everything hard, you go all in, you're the shit and whatnot. And I don't know, it belongs on any hip-hop album, in my opinion. And it was a catchy hook that I enjoyed, and that's half the battle right there. If you have a dope hook, I think.
That's one thing I think, especially in today's music, is people focus way too hard on the hooks to have a super catchy hook, but they're super overplayed and lots of elements in them.
Yeah.
If you can have a song perfect example is Redman, where he's really apart from maybe his beats, his voice and his hooks are really simplistic, but he can still be super catchy. That really stands out to me.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying about it being a weak track. I still do get that, even though I did like the hook and stuff. This album could have done without it.
Yeah,
it would have been okay without this song.
Fair. That's completely fair.
Yeah. Track number 14, this is the first interlude on this album. It's called Outspoken. I love this one. I put 3 stars next to this one. He comes with more of a current, relevant kind of futuristic beat.
Yeah.
More 808s.
Very aggressive.
It comes so hard with his bars. He comes off with a faster pace on this one. So it switches it up again, keeps it fresh. He shows a lot of outspoken lyrics to go with outspoken. It's a shorter song. It is still an interlude, but it's not by any means a skit. It's still a song. But another personality piece, it prefaces the next few songs, by giving you a different kind of vibe, different kind of attitude on it, and just personality piece shows his personality, right? And that's what it does perfectly and makes a statement on this song.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was really good, and it was like what you were saying with the personality piece, where I saw the words interlude and I thought it was going to continue on with the skits.
Yeah, same.
And I was really expecting to get more of the story, and I was really clenching onto it, and I was a little upset when it wasn't that. Okay. But then once he got into the song, started rapping, I was like, holy shit, Redman. Like, what is this? Really good. And very progressive, kept it fresh like he always does. But this one was more flow related than beat related. He started off really fast, like you said, then he slowed it down a bit for everybody. And I liked that.
Yeah. This is you.
Track number 15, Hands Up, featuring Do It All and Mr. Cheeks. Mr. Cheeks sounds like a porn star. First of all, let's talk about that. I got crazy Wu-Tang vibes from this.
Yeah,
that was the first thing I thought was Wu-Tang when I heard the beat build up. But the song itself wasn't anything special in my opinion.
No, it wasn't. Another song that maybe this album could have done without. I mean,
I wish the beat was on a different song.
Yeah, okay, maybe with a different rapper. Might have been meant for a different artist altogether. This album is 22 tracks, so there's going to be one or two tracks on any good album that maybe it could have done without. Didn't really add too much to the story, but I did like the Wu-Tang feel because I love Wu-Tang Clan, and I love anything that sounds relatively like it. And the beat did remind me of that, but the lyrics and subject matter or whatever didn't really represent that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That would have been cool. Like a
cool.
Wu-Tang-esque vibe, and then
imagine having the Method Man feature on that one.
That would have been perfect. That would have been great. That would have been a really good idea, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mr. Cheeks is not anything special. He's not.
No, he's just a lonely ass porn star, man. Lonely ass porn star. You get.
Yeah. Track number 16. This is one of my most favorite tracks on this album. This is called Dun Fiado.
This is my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. This is and basically he starts this off with like a intro, like kind of a skit where he's saying. You got something to say, boy?
Okay, this is really bothering me. Anybody in the comments, if you're reading this, what is this beat? I know this beat. I've heard this beat like 2 or 3 times, and I thought about it for the rest of the fucking time we're listening to this. I was like, what was beat on track 16? What was the beat on track 16 though? And
We didn't have time to look this up.
I for sure heard that beat before, but I loved it.
It's a great beat. But what he's saying in the intro of the song is he's saying he wants elements on this beat. Like he wants like a traditional hip hop beat. Like he wants a real hip hop beat, something that real MCs vibe can rock to, And he makes that statement before the song and prefaces. What the fuck did I just say? Prefaces what the song is gonna feel like, and he did a great job. I mean, it's a great beat, like you said. It felt very, very classic, old school. When he says elements, what I think that he's alluding to is the 5 elements of hip hop, and you definitely hear that in the beat. Like the jazz and like the soul, like funk, and just all those instruments and all those different kind of samples and sounds, just laid over a very simple 808 drum beat, and him just coming with softer lyrics,
and then great progression too.
Yeah,
That's one thing that I really liked about this, is that near the end we're getting samples we did not expect. We had a few of those moments where we're like, what?
Yeah.
This is definitely the best song on the album in my opinion.
Yeah, and I appreciate this one because he respects the art of MCing on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he educates his listeners. I always like rappers or any kind of artists who educate their viewers or listeners and things like that, educate their audience, teach them more about the art form, and he does that very well in this one. One of the strongest track probably. Yeah,
definitely. Okay, track number 17, Lookin' Fly featuring Method Man.
Lookin' Fly 2.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
I didn't even write that down. Oh yeah, Lookin' Fly 2 featuring, it's TOO though.
Yeah.
Lookin' Fly 2 featuring Method Man and Ready Rock, or is it Rocks?
No, Ready Rock. This is the second appearance on this album.
I think this beat fitted his flow more than a lot of the other beats on this album. Like it may not have been my favorite beat, but it fit his flow so well. And like the first thing I noticed was like, wow, like he's really got like a Nas vibe to it. Like his like not sounding like Nas, but I'm saying like his words sounded more like an instrument than
like
voice.
Raw like syllables.
Yeah.
Like, you
know, syllables all in perfect fucking alignment.
Yeah. Intentionally placing them in, like that, like scientifically writing these rhymes.
Yeah,
and it's just
that was the first thing I noticed, and I fucking loved it. And this had a dope ass hook.
Yeah, it did have a dope hook. This had a '70s funk sample in it, which is cool. Like kind of that like pimp porn star kind of like the guitar kind of riff thing. Yeah, you know. I can't really make that noise with my mouth, but if you listen to it, you'll know what I mean. Ready Rock killed his verse. He stood out to me more than Method Man's verse. Method Man, he always brings his A game. He did perform well on it.
Was Method Man the second verse?
Method Man was the third verse.
Yeah, second verse is my favorite.
Yeah, that was Ready Rock.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Ready Rock had a great... And it was a really smooth, upbeat kind of song, positive song.
Yeah, and the features were really well chosen for this song, I thought. Yeah, like with every verse, it like maybe didn't get better because like verse 2 was my favorite, and in my opinion, and on most songs, the last verse is usually the most like impactful, and that maybe is one issue I have with this song. But like at the same time, like I don't know, I really don't have any real complaints. It was a good song.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not me.
Oh, okay. So number 18 is Hammer Time, and this is another interlude.
Yeah, more Wu-Tang vibes.
Yeah, more Wu-Tang vibes. This is second. It is a second interlude. So another personality piece. This is, I think, what it occurred to us. These are personality pieces that give you insight into who he is and just what the next few songs are going to be all about, which is exactly what an interlude is supposed to do. So good for him on actually knowing how to use the interlude. That's veteran class right there. Another funk sample on this one. It's like a fun party song, you know, and it's short.
Yeah, short and sweet, crazy bars, which we expected that, seeing as like the last interlude was crazy. Like I expected like to kind of get the same vibe. I was taken away from the Wu-Tang beat though, not Wu-Tang beat, but like the Wu-Tang vibes in the beat, and I thought that was really I loved that a lot. Yeah. I'm happy they finally had that sound on a good song. Like that was
yeah. I like that. But it wasn't, you know, anything too great.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Track number 19, N-word what? Why do we gotta giggle every time we say N-word?
Because we talked about this before.
We did talk about this before. It's aggressive as fuck. Like it's a mean old song, but good vibes. Yeah. And bars, like crazy lyricism, back with the crazy. I guess the crazy ass references never really went away. Like
no, that's just him.
Yeah, but like that was a lot more relevant on this track, I thought. Although this track kind of lacked progression, and for that it was a little weaker for me.
Yeah, same here. It was a slow building song, so
it was like slow, and then it didn't go anywhere.
It plateaued, it didn't really go anywhere with it. I didn't really like too much except for one line, and I wrote that down. Is I got Islamic bitches wanted to Baghdad because he's older and shit. You know, I thought it was funny.
That's pretty cool.
That was the one line that really like stood out to me. But other than that, I don't know. The song, you could have taken this completely out of this album.
I kind of got that vibe with the rest of these songs. Can we touch on that? This is the deluxe version of the album, obviously. Do we know when, like, the difference between the real version and the deluxe version?
I'm guessing it was after track 18. I think track 18 was the introduction to the deluxe.
If these last, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, if these last 5 songs are all bonus tracks, then I'm really not that upset about it, right? Because bonus tracks are bonus tracks.
But there's a couple songs that I fucking loved.
I think there were 1 or 2 here, yeah. Okay. I don't really have anything else to say about 19, though. It was just, like, a weaker song, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, I agree with you. Track number 20, this is a song that really hits home to me because this is Somebody Got Robbed. And I got robbed the other day.
He's a thief.
No, I got robbed.
Steals from the homeless.
Somebody fucking robbed my bubbler and my pipe.
They didn't rob your bubbler. They robbed you and stole your bubbler.
See, I'm just so distraught. I don't even know how to talk. They fucking stole my bubbler and my pipe. And my broom.
It'll be okay.
My fucking broom.
And your placemat.
And fucking doormat.
Who steals a fucking welcome mat? Like, hey, I'm gonna steal your broom so I can clean up after I smoke with your tools, and then I'm gonna wipe my fucking feet afterwards because I'm a nice thief.
If you're watching this, fuck you. But anyways, It's just like I think the metaphor in here is he's talking about robbing people or trying to rob people, and I think what the metaphor here it really is that he's just talking about like surprising people and just stealing the game.
Yeah, and it was a really cool like I really liked the subject matter that that was really cool like sense of substance.
Yeah.
But aside from that, with like the beat was kind of simplistic, but it didn't progress, and like I think like the subject matter is the only thing that kept this song alive for me. And like the rest of it was kind of stale.
But this is the song, and I put it in the notes here. This is the song where they had like the dun 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 dun.
This was that one.
This was that song.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had that twice where they had like the beat break into that, and then they had it break into something else, which I can't remember what it was. But it was at the perfect timing. And this is another one where he shows off his lyrical timing. Yeah, and his the way he puts his syllables is so mathematical, really, and it's like so methodical. Like he is a genius when it comes to that.
His feature too, actually, like come to think of it, like now that you reminded me that this was that song, I did like this song quite a bit, and like the feature in the song really helped. Yeah, like it was almost like the same like mathematical thing like you were saying. Like good vibes. Yeah, good vibes.
Well thought out.
Yeah. Rockin' with Marley Marl. That's so hard for me to say.
Yeah, I know.
Why is that hard for me to say?
Marley Marl. Just say Marley Marl. Like, that's how all the rappers say it.
Dope beat. Catchy ass hook. Like, I like the hook a lot. I'm slouching so much. I'm like shorter than you know. I'm 6'6". This isn't how this is supposed to work.
Apparently, I'm fucking 6'8". You have a short torso.
I do. I have long ass legs, long ass arms, and that's about it. Okay. Rockin' with Marley Marl. Dope beat, dope hook. Substance. Again, I give this 5 stars. I fucking loved this.
I love this too, yeah.
Like when you said that, wait, no, there were some of the bonus tracks that were actually good. This is that for me. This,
This was hilarious lyrics. This was like a really b-boy beat. This is like an 80s, like b-boying on the corner in 1982 kind of beat. Like that was, it just really took you there. And his lyrics were hilarious, and he was like slower, so you can really hear what he has to say. Yeah. And still enjoy the beat at the same time and get that whole vibe. So that was fucking awesome. And then he outros it with a saxophone.
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah. I play tenor sax, so like that really hit home for me. But yeah, it's a fucking crazy song.
Yeah,
probably
one of my favorites.
Second favorite. This is my second favorite.
Yeah, There's so many good songs in this though.
Yeah, there are. This is a very actually. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Next song.
Number 22 is Pump Your Brakes. This is another one back with heavy 808s. I don't think there's any piano sample on this one.
No, very dark though. It felt very dark and moody.
It felt yeah, absolutely. And it was like very current, like very modern type beat, like trendy.
I liked that actually quite a bit.
It's a good switch up because he has such an array of beats.
Was this the one with the autotune on it?
I believe this one.
Well, it was probably this one.
Yeah, the autotune hook. Yeah, so he doesn't overuse the autotune, which he used in a tasteful way.
Yeah, and you gotta respect that too, right?
For sure, man.
Like the hook, aside from I don't think it was the autotune one, man. Did you write down autotune? I do not think it's the autotune hook.
I never write down autotune.
Yeah, this is not the autotune.
Is never that significant.
I wrote down weak hook, so there's no way this is the autotune.
Okay, then no, this isn't. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of songs on this album, and like our brains are only so big.
I'm gonna show you. This is a weak page for me. I didn't have a pen for this part, so I used a marker. So like, this is my notes for this one. It could have been better. So
we tried really fucking hard, but our brains are piece.
This is a Saturday and we're in school. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, it's dark outside.
It is dark outside. It's fucking 7:35 p.m. on a Saturday, and we're
7:36 now. Anyways, go ahead.
Riding. It's the last one. It's the outro. And was it a skit? No, I think it was a skit. Yeah, it was a skit. White people are riding. I liked that. No, this was not a skit.
Not a skit, but he introed it with like it's a announcer, like a reporter saying like
white people are riding. Like, why are the white people riding?
It was like that was after Method Man's MUDFACE album. Yeah, we were expecting that black people to riot.
Method Man's
Fuck, dude! I listened to way too much Method Man today. Muffin Man, Redman's MUDFACE album. Yeah, and they're like, oh, we're expecting African Americans to riot, but
not today.
Not today. It's white people. Why are they rioting? And I don't think he answers that in this song.
It was a progressive song. The bars were there. I love the intro, but I have one problem with not only this outro, but the entirety of the album that kind of ties into this outro. If you have anything else to say, you go first.
No, go for it, bud. Okay. Classic.
So here's the thing. I wasn't even looking at the camera. I was looking at the ceiling there. That was a little embarrassing. Let's just... Okay. Outro, I really wanted to get the intro and the skip back. I was like, where the fuck is this? Where's the mud monster? What's happening? Like, was I right about my theory? Yeah. And I just wasn't. Like, not at least... I get that his substance is in his personality and his lyrics.
Absolutely.
And I respect that. I don't have any real problem with it. I just really wish that he tied in those weird, those weird vibes. I wish he made something more of that.
Wish there was more of a concept for sure. Just tie it all back in and make it make sense.
That could have made this album so much. Like, this is a very good album.
Definitely
this is the highest rated album I'm gonna rate so far in this show. I fucking love this album, to be honest.
Documentary 2?
Second highest rated album on this on this review playlist so far. But fucking... This could have been so much better if he made something more of that. I love that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. If he continued on with that Mud Monster thing, I thought the Mud Monster was a great idea. MUDFACE and Muddy Waters and Mud Island and fuck, man, like there's so much to work with there, and just he put so much emphasis on the detail of the lyrics and the syllables all working out mathematically,
which was great, right?
Which is fucking awesome. That's what makes this album so unique and so good, so refreshing to hear from a veteran artist. But like if he had a little bit of that, like this could have been like a really, really good album.
Yeah, this would have been the highest rated so far.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It almost ties into the thing that you were saying near like the middle of the album while we're listening to it, is this almost feels like a spur of the moment album. Like he was like, yo, like I'm obviously I never stopped making music, but what if I just put out a fucking album next week?
Yeah.
What if I just work on this for a few days and throw an album? That's almost the vibe I got just because he didn't follow through with that, and there was so much potential there. Yeah,
and like all the songs did kind of tie into like the same kind of themes, the same kind of like stories, same way of telling the stories. So it did feel like he just got in a studio, wrote an album, and then here we have it. But he had awesome beats on it too.
Are you stoned?
No.
No?
Are my eyes red?
Like a little, only near the corners. Maybe, never mind. Sorry.
No, I'm not stoned, surprisingly enough, people.
Surprisingly enough.
It surprises me.
I don't know anything else to say.
This is a sad day.
Why is it a sad day?
I'm just joking.
Let's
give this thing a grade.
Why did we rate? What did we rate the documentary 1 and 2? Because those were the previously highest rated ones we did, I think.
If we look back in the archives, I'll know for sure. But I think I gave documentary part 2, like documentary 2, the second version, 8.75 or something like that, and the other one might have been like an 8.9. And I think you were in the same ballpark, maybe a little bit higher.
I'm giving this an 8.5.
This one's an 8.5 for you, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would give this one 8.5 as well. I hate to be a copycat.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the only thing's holding me back from giving this a better grade than 8.5 is the features could have been stronger. Or not even have as many features. And maybe just switch up the themes of some of the songs a little bit more.
Yeah. Like at the same time though, like these are a lot less features than a lot of artists nowadays are using, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. The one thing, did I cut you off, by the way?
No.
Okay. One thing that I really noticed about this, you probably didn't. Nobody else probably did except for me, because I'm fucking weird. This was a dope fucking album with no black and white cover art. Explain that shit. First good mainstream album of the year.
Because he doesn't have to pander to the mainstream. He's so talented.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like he's so underrated, and I liked all the things that he did do, but I wish he just took it a little bit further. And then the whole Mud Monster thing kind of bothered me. It was like those first two skits that he did were just kind of a waste. Like, why should you even care about it if there's no conclusion to it?
Yeah, or it's kind of like we got built like a little story, and then the story just kind of plummeted. I think we're done. We done?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Are you guys done?
I'm fucking done. It's late. I'm tired. I want to go home and fucking watch Netflix or something. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Alex Robinson.
I'm Brandon Budgeon. Peace the fuck out. I'm sorry. Too much.
Yeah, like there's certain sounds I hear and it makes me like feel generally ill. That doesn't mean it's a bad sound. That just means like that's just what my brain correlates it to. And the referee whistle made me feel sick. So this was a weird song for me, but I liked it. Like this showed. It wasn't one of my favorite ones. It was another Bose track, which kind of made me fear that it was going to be kind of like that throughout the entirety of the album. But he showed on this how wide his vocabulary was. Yeah. And I think that was why it was placed there. Yeah.
And then this song's called Beastin' MCA. If you don't know who MCA is one of the members of the Beastie Boys. But I didn't necessarily get, and I'll have to probably listen to this song again to get that, but I didn't necessarily get the connection from this song to the Beastie Boys or MCA. I don't really know what that connection was, but to me, this song was like a vibey party song for mature people. Yeah. It was about not being with like badass bitches. It was about being with like girls with jobs and independent girls. Like partying with girls like that. So it was like a mature party song because he's
which is a cool take. Like that's interesting. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's unique.
Know what the fuck's going on, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you like really like use your imagination for it.
Yeah. Track number 2, the first song on this one is Was Really Good. This one had no features on it. This is like a very like attitude, kind of cocky, braggadocious kind of record. He made a statement. It was a nice short song, sort of. There's a lot of really short songs that we call it personality pieces that just sort of give you the whole feel, the whole vibe of what the next few songs are going to be like until the next interlude, and it's just sort of like sort of insight into the attitude of that portion of the album. And it was nice. It sounded really good, and it was only about a minute long, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Like that. And this was like obviously it's the first real song because the intro wasn't necessarily a song. So like the first side of the production we're hearing, not only just his rapping, but immediately I loved the beat. Yeah. And like that kind of that stayed throughout the entirety of the album. Yeah. Not to spoil too much, but I'm not sure if it was like that on this one, but probably more than 80% on this.
How's it going, everybody? This is another album review slash dissection of Method Man MUDFACE. And this is not just the MUDFACE album, it's the deluxe version of MUDFACE.
This is REDMANS.
Oh, REDMANS. Sorry, that's good.
REDMANS, MUDFACE. No,
I've been listening to so much Method Man. I've been listening to so much Method Man today. Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You ready? You want to get back straight into the track by track?
We'll do a track by track, 22 tracks. Track number 1.
It's a long one. Track number 1. Dr. Tevis. I didn't know this, but apparently like Redman is known for being the doctor. Actually, I want to preface this. This is like, I had heard maybe like 2 or 3 Redman songs or even like features up until now. He might have heard a little more than me, but I've heard a few songs around Sway in the Morning this one morning, and that's about it. I know that our audio engineer in our school really likes him.
Yeah. Big ups to Kyan Smith, whatever.
Yeah, it's Kyan Smith.
Okay. Sure. But yeah, I mean, let me just give my background. I generally know more about old school hip hop, but not a whole lot of Redman that I listened to. Yeah. He wasn't huge. Method Man and Redman, I remember the TV show, I remember some of the songs he did. I remember Redman from that Christina Aguilera song, Dirty. He was barking all over that song. It was pretty cool. I was known to be like a funny guy, but never listened to too much of his music. So this is still the most Redman I've ever listened to is today.
Yeah, me too, for sure. Okay, track number 1, Dr. Tevis, the intro, featuring Josh Gannett. Mm-hmm. So immediately he's playing off of the doctor nickname that you were talking about. He was kind of like a mad scientist vibe. He's cutting some dude up. And then he's like, "You're gonna have to give him mouth to mouth." He's like, "No, fuck that."
Yeah. He's gonna die from my mouth to mouth.
Shit. Like, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Great opener. Like the you put this on any album as the first thing, and I'm gonna want to hear more. Yeah. Like it's great vibes right off the bat.
It was a funny little skit, and he's got like another character in this. He's the doctor, and he's got the other character, piece of shit, and he keeps calling him piece of shit in this. Yeah. I thought it was really funny. Yeah. And they're like cutting somebody open. You don't really.
The songs on this album had piano beats. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if this one did, but I know I had a beat that I really liked, and it was a Bose track, which usually I'm like, the Bose track, you know, any rapper can do that. But what I'm realizing now is that even on songs that don't seem like they have that much substance, it's just part of like Redman's personality and Redman's flow is his substance. Yeah. Right? So like even for a Bose track, this is incredibly lyrical. like crazy references here and there. He goes from fucking, that's on the next one actually, but yeah. Oh, crazy flow also, and I love the hook. The hook is,
track number 3. No, this is you.
Is it? Oh, it is. Beastin' or bracket MCA bracket. Okay, immediately off this, I think before the beat even like faded in, we had like a referee whistle, right?
Yeah.
I ain't like that. I understand like that could be me just having my fucking like chromesthesia thing, but it made me feel sick.
It was like 2 seconds.
No, it went throughout the entire song.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
but